I became an ESL teacher. I spent 15 years in the classroom working with kids like me that will come from Mexico and learn English as a second language. Within those 15 years, I also became the trainer for the school district that I was working with. And I will provide professional development, just like the one that I'm going to share with you today. And this professional development was mainly about technology integration in the classroom. Back in 2017, I became an Apple Distinguished Educator, and all of the things that I learned with Apple. Also, I had my certification, my Google certification with Google as well. And everything that I've been learning with all of these companies, I will bring it back to my district, to my school district, right? Because I right away, as an ESL student, right, former student, and as an ESL teacher, I saw how technology is amazing, how it helps you to acquire a new language, right? Which in our case is English. So I fell in love with Flipgrid back in 2017 in a technology conference, in an East Technology Conference where I was presenting, and I met the team from Flipgrid. And oh my God, I fell in love with the app. I brought it back to my kids. I started to use it, and I saw a huge improvement in the speaking section of the language. Not only the speaking, but all the language domains, which is something that I am going to talk about with you all today. We are going to be talking about Flipgrid, but I've also created a notebook for you all. So today, you're going to be, all of you guys are going to be my students. You're going to be in my ESL class. So I want to share our mission at Flipgrid before I jump into action. Our mission at Flipgrid is to help you empower every learner on the planet to share their voice and respect the voices of others. Our content and our language objective for today. This is what we are going to learn today in 2 hours and 46 minutes. We are going to explore the different features that make Flipgrid the perfect tool to empower English learners, right? Because at the end of the day, that's our goal, empowering our babies, our students. And our language objective for today, I, the student, I will engage in written and verbal discussions about how we can promote language acquisition through academic concepts. So we are going to be talking about the what, right, which is the content objective, why Flipgrid is so powerful and how it helps me empower English learner. And the way I am going to do this, my language objectives, is that I'm going to be writing, but also I'm going to be conducting a lot of discussion about language acquisition through the academic concepts that I have for you today. So these right here, my teachers, is going to be the main dashboard. This is going to be where I, the teacher, am going to be creating the activities for my students, right? And just like we do it with Google Classroom, when we create our Google classes, that's exactly what we do with Flipgrid. We have groups, the creation of groups. Groups are going to be your learning communities. I have different actions right here. I can edit the group. You're like, Fely, it's not going to be ESL period 1. It's going to be period 2. Don't worry, my friend. Just click on edit and you can change the name or anything that you need to change. You can add a co-pilot, and a co-pilot will be another teacher that might be co-teaching with you. So if you have maybe a reading specialist who goes into your classroom and work with your students with smaller groups, you can add your reading specialist right here. You have up to 9 co-pilots. You can add up to 9 people. So now that I have my class ready, my friends, I am ready to create a topic, which is going to be the question, the prompt, the activity that I am going to be designing for my students so that my students can create these amazing videos using the Flipgrid cameras. You can also add a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. You can add an image that is going to explain the question. You can add a Giphy or Jiffy, whatever you call it. You can add an emoji. You can add any documents from your OneDrive, your Microsoft, any documents from your Google Drive. Either it can be a Google slide or a Google form maybe, or a Google Doc. You can also add your Bitmoji if you want to use your Bitmoji as part of your media. You can have your students play a Kahoot. Before they answer the question, they can play a Kahoot as part of that, bringing, right, activating that background knowledge, right, about the question. You can add a Wakelet with several resources that you already have available for all of your students. You can add a Nearpod lesson. And the Nearpod lessons available here, once again, are free. Then you can also add a News Ella article or News ELA. You can add Adobe Spark, a video from Adobe Spark. You can add amazing resources from Wonderopolis. And if you love Bunsy, you can also add a Bunsy that you have created as part of your question. We have comments, right? How are these kids going to be sending each other feedback? This, in my case, I love this option because this right here was the way for my students to provide feedback for each other. So I will force them to practice their listening skills because they needed to watch the video, right? Others' videos. And I will also force them to send writing, right? I will ask them, maybe for one activity, I will have text feedback only. Maybe for another activity, I will change it to video only, right? Where they will be practicing the speaking domain. Or maybe for another topic or another activity, I will leave it up to them, either video or text. Here's the topic that my teacher just created for me. This right here is the title. This right here, my friends, is the question, right? Now, Fely, this is my first semester in the US, or this is my first semester in an English class, right? So I'm a beginner. I need someone to help me read this question, right? Because I'm a beginner. I, Fely, have this option right here that is called Immersive Reader. So I, Fely, the student, I'm gonna click on it, and Flipgrid is going to take me or give me access to this amazing tool, my friends, amazing, that every student has access to it if they click on it, right? But it is our responsibility for us as teachers to show them how it works. So I am going to click right here, and I want you to listen, please.
What was the best part of today's lesson?
And I am going to play.
What was the best part of today's lesson?
Oh, okay. So I'm a beginner, right? So now I'm practicing how that question is pronounced or how the pronunciation of every single word. And I'm going to have access to more stuff. I'm going to have access to filters, right? So maybe I want to use this filter, right? Because it's very popular on social media. And you know how on social media, kids are always working with filters. So I have all of these filters to use in my video. If I don't want, look at this, I'm still shy. Fely todavía le da vergüenza. I don't want my face on the video. I can use that pixelated one. And oh my God, kids love it, right? So I'm going to be able to move and do all the stuff. And the squares are going to look super awesome, right? But my face won't be there. I always, 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 always show this right here to my students, because this was a requirement in my class. If you're going to record yourself, mi corazón, you are going to be required, my friend, to click on add a sticky note and plan your script. This is where the writing domain came into place. The Discovery Library, it is part of Flipgrid. And this right here, the Discovery Library has 36,000 topics that have been already created for you. And then the last thing I want to show you right here, my friends, is Shorts. Now, Shorts is the Flipgrid camera exclusive for us as teachers. This is what we can use completely free for us to record the screen of our computer. So if we are creating tutorial videos for our students and you wanna record your screen or record yourself explaining all of these for your students, you can come right here to Shorts and record a short. If you have up to 10 minutes of time or recording time to record the screen of your computer and teach whatever you need to teach to your students. You can have a PowerPoint presentation or a Google Slide presentation, right? And you can be talking over the presentation and explaining everything that you need to explain. Just like I showed you when I was a student, excuse me, you can add stickers, you can add frames, you can add filters, you can add boards, everything that the student had access to, I, as the teacher, have access to it as well. So that is Shorts for you. So as you can see right here, I can flip. Let me see. There we go. There it is. I can use all of the options exactly the same. The camera is the same, just like my students, and I can use all of the effects to record the screen for my students if I want to create those tutorial videos for my students. So you can follow me on Twitter at Fely Technology, and I'll follow you back. Cualquier cosa que yo les pueda servir en Flipgrid, en ESL, en español, en lo que ustedes necesiten. Raúl, te lo he dicho, es un placer para mí estar aquí con todos ustedes.